making videos. I don't know how long it's been, but I just felt like getting in the mood to talk about books again. These are just some of my favorites, along with a few that I haven't even finished, but they were just so good I just had to include them. So let's go. I think I want to talk about this one first. I absolutely loved how thorough, how dramatic, how thoughtful Stephen King was with the story. Of course, the movie, it's iconic, it's beautiful, and it captures a lot of what the book says. But when you read the book, it's like it embellishes, not embellish, but maybe it really takes you through the entire cake of what the movie was trying to do. And you see how Jack thinks, you see how his son, perceives everything, and how, a father that goes deep and deep down a dark hole can really affect each and every family member and other characters in the story. And it's great. If you love horror movies, I mean, obviously you've heard of The Shining, but a book like this is great if you're a fanatic. This one, Sometimes I Lie, wonderful. Easy read, but not too easy to where you feel like, I can fly by this. It has you turning from page to page, wondering what happened to her, because this woman, she is in a coma. You start with her in a coma, and it's just absolutely fabulous how they capture what it might be like to be in a coma. Obviously, I don't know if there's history of people explaining what it's like to be in a coma. I'm sure there is. I'm not a scientist. I'm just a lover of books. But it creates this really good picture of just how she's in this coma. She realizes, oh, how did I even get in this coma? And then suddenly feeling like somebody did this to me. Somebody put me in this coma. And the ending, oh my god, it's like shock after shock. What? I will go on to the next one, talking about my current book I'm reading right now. I'm only 58 pages in of this book by Keanu Reeves in China Miéville. I'm sorry if I said your last name wrong. The book The Elsewhere. It's gorgeous. It's wonderful. It's unlike anything I've ever read before. This main character, he lives on for eternity. I think he's about 3,000 years old, maybe older. And it's kind of like military-esque. What if like Superman was real, but in like real life terms, except this has nothing to do with Superman. It's just the only character I could compare it to, because this main character by the name of B, he like lives on for like centuries, and it's like he has superpowers and strength, and he has the capability of wiping out hundreds of people in one day, an hour. And the military they're like on his side, but like not on his side of just figuring out where he came from, can he die, and it's very interesting so far. I don't have a lot to say about its entirety, but it's good. If you like Keanu Reeves, if you like action, this is good for it. Sorry Not Sorry, Naya Rivera. It's great. I am an artist. I love acting, and I love Glee. I mean, who doesn't love Glee? And when I saw this book, I had to have it. I needed to see Santana in a whole different persona. Obviously, that's not just who she is, but it's a part of her, and I needed to read it. It had me laugh, it had me cry, it had a lot of just perspectives of what it's like to be a Black girl, a Black young woman, but not look like every other Black woman. And so I related to this as an artist, because she talks about being an artist in here. I related to that. And if you're a mother, she talks about motherhood a little bit. She talks about relationships. Just Open Water. I love this one. It was, I'll be honest, it was hard to read for a second because it's unlike anything I've ever read before. It was very poetic. It was very unique. I think I've talked about this in one of my other videos. It's a very powerful story about just two people in London that are falling in love, and the difficulties of this day and age of just how to power through social structures of being a man, being a Black man in society, while trying to find love, trying to sustain your career, and be true to yourself, all in a matter of a lifetime. It's great. Let's see, The Fault in Our Stars, John Green. A lot of people know about this one. I used to read it a lot in middle school. A lot of memories from this one. A young girl, she has cancer. This boy she runs into starts falling in love with her. She's like, you don't want anything to do with me. He's like, yeah, I do. And they fall in love. And if you know, my heart's aching a little bit. It's sad every time. But it's witty, it's funny. Honestly, after the Book of Elsewhere, I just might read this again for the millionth time. Witch and Wizard series, especially The Kiss. I read this so long ago, like I think way before I started this one, and I just remember it being so beautiful, like 11, 12 years old, just reading probably the spiciest book I've ever read. And it's not even that spicy because it's a teen book, a tween book. It just basically, the whole series is about a brother and a sister fighting in a apocalyptic world where you're not allowed to have art, not allowed to read, not allowed to do things that really spark your heart and your mind. And they have these powers and kind of try to revolt against this society that mutes an open mind. And The Kiss, I just remember something romantic. And Wisteria is the sister. She runs into this guy that she's just like, I've never felt this way before. And her power is fire, which is probably why it's like purple, because of like love, and her heart's on fire. It's cool. Let me not rant about that one. The Valley of the Dolls, another one I've talked about already. It is honestly one of my favorite books I've ever read in my entire life, along with all these other ones I'm mentioning. It's about these women in the 50s learning how to navigate the acting world, the singing world, something that I relate to personally now, because they start out around my age. I think the youngest girl is 17, but they're all, you know, it shows decades of them just figuring out how to be a woman too in the 50s, and it's poetic, it's powerful, it's wonderful. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, one of the first scripts that I have up there. I have other scripts from movies that I've done, but this is I believe, because I have plays. Yeah, I have plays, but this is the first like official script that I bought. I read through it so quickly because scripts aren't as long. It was wonderful from front to back. If you know this movie, I mean, it's literally the movie, except like extra tidbits at the end, just the writer, director, their opinions and thoughts. Basically, Joel, the main character, he runs into his ex. His ex doesn't remember him. He's like, what's going on? This is crazy. Like, of course you remember me. Maybe she was pretending to, but then he learns that she wasn't pretending to. She erased him from her mind. And he's like, the hell? So he goes on this quest of just, I'm gonna do it too. That's right. Yeah, I'm gonna do it too. I'm gonna forget about her. And it's basically this push and pull of him being like, I'm gonna forget about her and it's gonna be great. I'm gonna do it. And then he's like, wait, actually, no, I don't want to do it. It's scary. And that was that. It's great. And what else? Last one, but not least. How to Be a Parisian Wherever You Are, Love, Style, and Bad Habits. This one is absolutely wonderful. I've read this like 4 times in a matter of a year. I needed inspiration of just my type of womanhood. This is what I turned to. It's very classy. It's poetic. It's very witty. Very, very witty. And if you're curious of just how other types of women live their lives, A Parisian is definitely a fun one and a very independent one if that's your style, because it's great.